Hi, my name is Meggan. I'm a principal at Geosyntec, and I'm on a new bridge in Toronto, nearby where there was over 1 million cubic meters of soil excavated and beneficially reused. For projects like these, it takes innovation, leadership, and collaboration to successfully manage soil. Let's meet leaders across the country and hear their approaches and thoughts to value soil.
Swale ESFOL CM Schapelum Ed Hall Tunnasqueak Tleason Ak Kwikwetlem Tama. Good day, how are you all? Ed Hall is my English given name. Schapelum is my traditional ancestral name, and I'm just welcoming you all to the traditional territories of the Kwikwetlem people, Kwikwetlem, BC. The key benefits in doing something like this and with that kind of an approach would be, you're building capacity with some of your own First Nation members, and for others who have joined in the companies. They're getting all sorts of wealth of experience. Hopefully, other people will be able to adopt something similar as they move forward, considering the potential opportunities that they might have in their areas, from coast to coast to coast.
We have to build our site to a structural grade for development going forward. So long-term plans are to, in phases to, develop this site. That's where you need to be, is plan that project, understand what's coming into your property, maybe understanding where you want to be in 10 years if it's a big fill program like this one has been. You got to have an engineering team, soil experts, environmentals, project managers, and they all bring this massive project together. It's important to understand your land, which our First Nation communities, are the ambassadors of that. So it's a great opportunity for First Nations.
Soil quality is important because I think that it is something that we look at and we don't know what's in it. I think the biggest thing is that we have to ask where our soil is coming from.
Now with the new legislations coming in Ontario, the biggest change that I've seen is having to keep track of it all. It used to just be, okay, you would do 10 loads a day from the job site to fill site X. Now the ministry wants to know, where is fill site X?
With any large receiving site, there's a lot of infrastructure that goes into making the process work. Part of our operations are meant to A, protect the community, and B, manage the effects of the operation on the community. Essentially, the aggregate that came out of this pit helped build the City of Toronto's infrastructure. Now we're accepting soil from the GTA as they continue to build more and more infrastructure. And in the end, we have to leave this site for the generations that follow so it can be used beneficially for the community of Richard Stouffville.
The town of Oakville manages a number of river-based harbors. Over the time, sediment deposits in our creeks that impacts our boating community, and so regular dredging of the creek is required. Making sure that we are self-sufficient and resilient when it comes to the management of our sediment is critical to our success. We are spearheading homegrown solutions and connecting a beneficial reuse site for the project in order to keep the sediment within the town and restore the reuse site at the end of the project. It's not easy, but it brings value to the community and to the town. Benefits such as sustainability, increased project efficiency, resource protection, reduced trucking time, just makes it the right thing to do.
Here at the City of Toronto, city staff have developed training sessions and webinars, created guidance documents and standard operating procedures, set up working groups, and engaged in dialogue and information sharing with the ministry and other levels of government to enhance soil management practices. A direct benefit has been greater awareness and transparency into soil management. We recognize that soil is one of our most valuable non-renewable resources. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions associated with transporting soil is also a priority. Promoting local soil reuse aligns with the city's circular economy and climate change initiatives. While the full extent of impacts and challenges remains to be seen, city staff are proactively working to incorporate the new regulatory requirements into our procedures, policies, and contracts, and we will continue to collaborate with our stakeholders as the regulation matures and evolves.
I'm here at Randall Reef in the Hamilton Harbour Great Lakes area of concern, once considered one of the largest contaminated sediment sites in Canada. The project will be using slag-like material that was contributed by project partners instead of the quarry new aggregate under the multi-layered environmental cap. This material will form part of the base material of the cap, reducing disposal and construction costs. In the multi-partnered Randall Reef Contaminated Sediment Remediation Project, over 615,000 cubic meters of pH-contaminated sediment was dredged and contained within an engineered containment facility. When the project is completed, it will become a future port facility similar to the lands in the background behind me. Innovative approaches like those used in this project provide opportunities to recapture soil, sediment, and waste materials and create value from beneficial reuse. Establishing partnerships, applying strategic thinking, and shifting the best practice paradigm to consider the circular economy has been a win-win strategy for the Randall Reef Sediment Remediation Project.
One thing that we can do is extend project planning horizons so that when projects are coming through the pipeline over a 5 or 10 year period, we could benefit from aligning those projects. We consider workforce, materials, financing, and bonding capacity when planning projects. Why shouldn't we consider soils management in the same way? If you don't need to move soil, why would we? If there's an option to leave soil in place and use advanced technologies such as ground improvement or risk assessment, perhaps a better way is if we refuse to excavate and avoid moving soils by implementing one of these different approaches or advanced technologies. Let's try to extract as much value as we can out of soils, treat it as a resource, and reuse soils as much as possible.
La gestion des sols contaminés est un enjeu à plusieurs niveaux à Montréal, autant dans le cadre de projets d'aménagement que de transactions immobilières. C'est d'ailleurs pourquoi nous tâchons d'être proactifs et d'encourager la réutilisation des sols dans le cadre des projets, voire même le traitement des sols sur place quand cela s'avère possible, et bien sûr de former les intervenants à l'interne pour une meilleure gestion des sols. Dans cette optique, en 2020, la Ville de Montréal a démarré un projet pilote de plateforme de valorisation des sols contaminés centralisée, dont les objectifs sont d'optimiser la gestion des sols et les déplacements, mais surtout de pouvoir réutiliser les sols faiblement contaminés en tant que remblais dans les chantiers de la Ville de Montréal. Le processus est toutefois encore en développement pour être en adéquation avec la réglementation et les besoins en chantier, mais il est en bonne voie. La perspective vis-à-vis des sols contaminés au Québec change. Les sols commencent à être perçus comme une matière première et non seulement comme une contrainte à gérer en chantier, ce qui nous permet de progresser beaucoup dans nos pratiques de traitement et de valorisation de ceux-ci.
We have to work a little harder up front in design phase as opposed to trying to deal with the problems while the shovel's in the ground. So the different government departments work together where one project needs fill and another is producing fill. Much more sustainable that way.
The town has developed, a series of guidance document, template, flow chart, and some of the tools that to help us to implement the excess soils. The town has taken a high-level policy review to understand the requirements and the responsibility, how it affected each department. We look at it in different aspects of the implications of the excess soils. For example, the liabilities, the tracking of the soils, and the responsibility, how we can do it within the project.
We've been managing excess soil in the GTA now for 35 years, and we've accepted somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 million cubic meters of excess soil for our various waterfront projects, and another 3 million cubic meters on various inland fill sites. Ultimately, the beneficial reuse of excess soils in the GTA has been great, both for TRCA and the environment. We're not sending material to landfill. TRCA is able to reuse the material. The beneficial reuse of excess soils in the GTA is very important to TRCA as it meets some of our sustainability goals.
Based on our experience implementing the excess soil regulation for 2 years and having developed an excess soil guidance document for the city, we've come to realize that there needs to be better understanding of the regulation. The implementation of regulation has to be a collaborative effort between the neighboring municipalities for it to work well. That's why leadership and sustainability are important to make good use of these valuable resources, which is soil.
We've heard from leaders across the country who value excess soil for its ability to build capacity, restore land, protect the environment, grow crops, and provide jobs. We've heard that collaboration is the key. So, together, let's unlock the future of excess soil.